are so excited for you to be here. We will get started here in just a minute or two. In the meantime, I would love for you all to check the chat box, which is the bottom of your screen. If you're on your desktop or laptop, bottom of your screen, little chat box, open that up and go ahead and drop in there where you're calling in from, what kind of job or industry that you are interested in. And then we would love to have your LinkedIn URL. So if you can drop in your LinkedIn URL, but make it clickable, and that means it'll turn blue. And the way that you do that is just jump out to LinkedIn, open up a different browser, jump out to LinkedIn, and when you click on your picture or click on profile, your specific URL will pop up in the search bar. So just copy that and paste it right into the chat. And what that allows us to do is to connect with each other. We just click on your LinkedIn URL and connect with you through that way. So we are trying to do our best to figure out ways to connect with each other. So I encourage you to connect with everyone that drops in their LinkedIn URL. You can be having conversations offline with people in the chat as well. And so we encourage you to do that today. All right. So a couple things. Sheila, are you available to do the tech review?
Sure. Speaking of tech review, Facebook has given me a couple of hurdles today, so it'll be just a minute till that's live. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of let you know, if you're not familiar with Zoom, you see my video, Jessica's video, and a couple of others, and you can kind of control where those are on your screen. You can grab that top bar above them and move them around, or choose the different icons to see how they're displayed. And this morning, I would encourage you to use Speaker View, especially for our keynote speaker. That'll be the best experience today. And then toward the end of the presentations, I will be doing some polling, and windows will pop up on your screen. If you'll just answer the question, the window will go away and you'll be able to see the slides again. Another thing I wanted to let you know, we do have closed captioning available today. So if you need closed captioning, you can open another browser window and enter the bit.ly link that you see here, and I'll drop that in the chat in just a minute. But it's bit.ly/2021_Feb11. Or if you want to follow it on your phone, you can grab that QR code. And yeah, I think that's the main deal. Thanks, Jessica.
Great. Again, as you're logging in, I know a lot of people are logging in. Let's use the chat today. So open up your chat box, drop in where you're calling in from, what kind of position you're looking for, and then your LinkedIn URL. Bonnie Bartocci, I think that's how you say it. Thank you so much. That's exactly what we're looking for. She put that she's from Goodyear. She is looking for consultative sales, and then she dropped in her LinkedIn URL that we can just click on. Each of us, when I say we, I don't mean just me and my team. I mean all of you on the call. Click on each other's LinkedIn URL and make a connection. And make sure that LinkedIn URL is blue, because blue will make it clickable so that we can go out to click on your link. And you just do that by going out to LinkedIn, clicking on your profile or your profile picture, and then that LinkedIn URL will be right in the search bar. You can copy and paste that in. So this morning, you are going to hear from our sponsor, the first couple minutes, Joe, the Health Insurance Pro with US Health Advisors. And then we are going to jump right into a talk by Christy Staub. And if you haven't heard of Christy or heard her speak before, you are in for a pleasant surprise today. She is going to be the diamond in the rough, how to forge through fire and land your next job. And then our four companies today are ADOT, Arizona Department of Transportation. They're the ones with the really cool signs if you're in the Phoenix area, those guys. Upgrade, Dexcom, and WealthWave. And then we will close it out with some resources. But then we started something really awesome this year, and we're able to do breakout rooms. And so the speakers, and then a whole bunch of our resources, career coaches, LinkedIn coaches, resume writers, will then each go to their breakout room at the end. And then you get to pop around. If you need some resume guidance, you get to go talk to a resume writer. If you want to talk to Dexcom about their jobs, you pop over and talk to Patrice. etc. That's how we work this at the end. So make sure you hang on, especially if you want to spend some one-on-one time with these people. And I highly encourage you that if you see any of the companies that are hiring that you want to talk to, or any of the resources, that you do that today, because this is when they're available to speak one-on-one. So even if you think you're not quite ready, and hi to them and put a face to a name. And we would love you on video if you're not on video now. All right, we are so grateful to our sponsors. You guys, 2020 and 2021, from a funding perspective, have been really tough years. And so we depend on donations and our sponsors to make this program happen for us, to be able to get it out in the community. And so Joe is one of those sponsors. He is super excited to be our trusted health insurance advisor, and he takes great pride in helping people. It's really his passion. He's been running his own health insurance agency for the last couple years. And just as a fun fact, he's been a leader on every team he's ever been on, whether it's been school, sports, and career. And he loves helping people to become their best version of themselves. We're so excited to partner with Joe, the Health Insurance Pro, via U.S. Health Advisors. Please help me welcome Joe to call today.
Jessica, thank you so much. It's so great to be New Year with Cruisers. So many people on this call and the calls to follow. My name is Joseph Boussier. I'm the Health Insurance Pro for the group. I help individuals, families, and small business to make the proper health insurance choices based on their wants, their needs, and affordability. And it's great to spend time with all of you, because Career Connectors is so dynamic and has so many ways to help clients, and then also potential employees look for opportunities and to refine their skills and gather new skills. It's an amazing group that I've been a part of. Jessica is a light rod, and I'm part of the group because, you know, throughout the different transitions in people's lives, health insurance can be important to them. A lot of people are starting their own businesses as well. So me and my team have great conversations with people. We learn a bunch of information. We're licensed, background checked, and fingerprinted in 30 states. And we help people to make educated, informed choices on their health insurance choices. And we have access to all the plans in the 30 states that we cover. And once we know more about your particular situation and what you're looking for, we will research all the plans. As top 2 or 3, we'll actually do a screen share, show you the plans, so that you can see them, understand work for you, understand the mechanics of them. That way, you're making an educated, informed choice on behalf of yourself, your small company, or your family. So I'd want to thank you all for joining us today. There's going to be some phenomenal content for you today. And if I can be of help to you or people you know, I'll put my information in the chat. Please reach out and talk to me or a member of my agency, and we'll be sure to inform you with the proper information based on character, ethics, and integrity. Have a great day, and be ready for a great presentation. Thanks so much, Jessica and team.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks for being here, and thanks for helping all our people that have come through your company and through you. So if you want to pull up the slide that has his contact information, Sheila, I just want to make sure that everybody can see that. And if you guys have any questions for him, of course, you can talk to him directly. He will put his stuff in the chat again. All right. And I think, great. All right, so we are going to move forward with our next speaker. You guys, I'm so excited to have Christy Staub here. She is Chief Rockstar. For over 25 years, Christy Staub has been developing individuals, teams, and organizations to excellence in the areas of leadership, sales, and success. Driven by her commitment to transform leadership around the globe, she guides people to become passionate, purposeful, and positively influential leaders. Her innovative and inspiring Lead Like a Rock Star philosophy helps leaders to discover, hone, and put into action their rock star leader within. It's what she refers to as put the rock in your role. Welcome, Christy Staub.
Good morning. Every one of you, every single one of you can make a different memory for your clients. You can give them a reason to come back to you. Putting your signature on your job. 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to interview one of the world's top female speakers. And those were the words that she said to me. And as I listened to the words, I saw this beautiful woman who reminded me of my grandmother, who had so much wisdom inside of her. And she's known for spreading contagious enthusiasm. Her name is Barbara Glanz. And Barbara was telling me about a story of someone that she had touched, that in turn has touched hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people around the world, because he listened to her message, that message of expanding, creating, making enthusiasm contagious, and giving people a reason to come back. So Barbara was hired by a grocery store chain. And when she was hired to get people excited about what they did, to really help differentiate the grocery chain from all of the other grocery chains. Now think about how many grocery chains there are just in your neighborhood alone. And think about, why do you go to the grocery store you go to? Or do you have one that you're loyal to? Think about that for just a moment. And think about Barbara's words. You can put your signature on it. You could be the diamond in the rough. You are right now in a moment where you're in a highly competitive job market with millions of people around the world looking for jobs, millions of people in the United States looking for their next best opportunity. And with that said, things are happening in the job market now. Just because you live in the Phoenix metro job market doesn't mean that's where your next job might come from. You may have the opportunity to stay where you are and yet have your employer located in another state. So let's get back to Barbara. Barbara went in and she was working with the grocery store, a particular store in this grocery chain. And she went in encouraging people, make the memory that makes a difference in your customer's life, to make sure that you are top of mind with your customer and you keep them coming back. So about a month after she gave the presentation, she had a phone call. A young gentleman by the name of Johnny. And Johnny said, you know, Barbara, I was in your presentation about a month ago. And I thought to myself, how can I possibly make a difference? I'm just a bagger. I'm 19 years old. And he proudly shared with Barbara that he had Down syndrome. And he said, I went home though that night and I said, how can I put my signature on it? How can I give my customers a reason to come back? And so he went home and he started thinking of things which he referred to as the thought of the day. If he could go home and create a thought of the day, his father would help him print out pieces of paper that he could cut with his thought of the day. And if he couldn't find the thought of the day, he would just simply make one up. So every night after he got home from work, he would sit down and think of that thought of the day. And his father would help him print out those thoughts. And on the back of each one, he signed his name. He put his signature on that special thing that would stand out among everybody else, giving customers the reason to come back to his grocery store. About a month later, Barbara took another call. This call was actually from the store manager where Johnny worked. He said, Barbara, I can't even begin to explain to you what's happening in our store. For months now, Johnny's been printing out his thought of the day, signing his signature on the back, And as customers would check out, Johnny would take that little piece of paper with his thought and his signature and put it in the customer's bag and say, "Thank you for shopping here today." And he said, and now Johnny's line is 3 times bigger than anyone else's line. Yes, Johnny the bagger. Johnny's line was so long because people wanted Johnny's thought of the day. It extended well to the back of the store and through the frozen food aisle of all aisles. And the store manager would make his rounds and open up additional aisles and let customers know that those aisles were open for them. And yet nobody wanted to move out of Johnny's line. And he went up and he asked one of the customers, "Ma'am, would you please feel free? You can go now, you can go through. You're in the middle of the lane." She said, "That's okay. I want to know what Johnny's thought of the day is today." Johnny put his signature on his thought of the day. Another one of the customers that the store manager talked to, she said, "You know, I used to come to your store once a week, got my groceries, and I went home." And she said, "Now I come to your grocery store every single time I drive by. And it's all because I want to know about Johnny's thought of the day." Think about in a competitive market like a grocery store, a 19-year-old bagger, Johnny, who took the time to ask himself, how do I get to stand up? How do I get to shine through? How do I get to create memories for my customers that will keep them coming back over and over again? He did it through the genuineness of who he was, through his heart, a very loving and kind gesture that literally transformed the culture of the store. Enthusiasm is contagious. So not only was Johnny giving his thoughts of the day to each of the customers that came through his line, ladies in the floral department started taking flowers that weren't working in arrangements or that had broken off, and they would fix the roses and the flowers, and they would go up and pin it on the lapel of one of their male customers or on one of their female customers and just say, "Thank you," making a difference in their lives. Putting your signature on something, your signature, the thing that makes you unique. Like a giraffe, it's his spot. A human being, our fingerprint, our thumbprint. And a diamond, a real natural diamond, there are no two alike in the world. So as you go out into your job search, as you're continuing on in this process, how do you put your signature on everything that you do so that you're able to separate yourself? You're able to stand out and shine in a very competitive market. Be the diamond in the rough. Move through fire to forge your path. There are 66 of us on the call together today. Probably 56 of you are actively in your search. The others of us are here to support your search today. How do you rise to the top and stand out in a competitive job market? How do you position yourself as an asset, like a rare diamond, not as a commodity, one of the many candidates that you will be competing against? I had the opportunity to meet Jessica 11 years ago, and it was during the Great Recession. And we had the opportunity to work with and support thousands of people just in 2010 alone. And one of the things that I would share with people is when the candidates get called, for all intents and purposes, on paper, you're pretty equal to one another, right? You're pretty equal to get the call. So how do you stand out to make sure that you're top of mind? Because the hiring companies, the HR representatives, in some instances, people in your network, or what I refer to as your community, these people are your customers and your clients. And with each one of them, you have the opportunity to make a different memory so they remember you. So they remember you above the candidates. So they remember you when they're at dinner on a Saturday night with their neighbors, and their neighbors say, I'm having such a hard time finding the right person for this job. And they remember you and what you want to achieve and why you're qualified for that opportunity. So think about this. Be the diamond in the rough. No doubt the last 11 months have been rough. And I'm not somebody who usually says that. And I could give you a lot of things that have happened on the good side of the rough in the last year. And I'm also a realist. So what I want to share with you is the idea behind being the diamond in the rough. It's understanding we've been through a lot together. We've been through a global pandemic, a financial crisis, social justice, and a crazy election. The world has shifted. Technology has shifted. Trends in the job market have shifted. Much like a diamond was formed, no more diamonds will be formed, by the way, formed 100 feet below the Earth's surface in extreme heat. Sometimes you might feel like you are that diamond in formation and feeling the heat to land your job, feeling the heat to take care of the bills, to take care of your family, to take care of perhaps your parents who are sick. How do you get yourself to a place where you're ready to rise above it all? 55 people on the call today, and I will tell you, when we take a look at numbers, about 10% of you are probably doing what you need to do to get the job. Only about 10% of you. It used to be the 80-20 rule. It used to be that 20% of the people did all the work that landed them what they needed to do. And right now it's about 10%. So ask yourself right now as we go through this time together, am I one of the 10% who is serious about my job search, willing to do what it takes to land that next job and start experiencing things as part of my job search that perhaps I didn't know about previously, perhaps I didn't think were important, or perhaps I was just too lazy to do? And folks, we've all been there. My business has changed too in the last year. Everything, 95% of everything I did was in the face of my clients, working with corporations, doing 3-day trainings, leading their conventions and their conferences here in Las Vegas. And overnight, it all went away. Overnight, I needed to transform. I needed to adapt to technology. I needed to do the things that in some instances I didn't do before because I didn't have to do them. So understand, with grace and kindness, we're all looking to figure this out. The question I'm asking you is, are you ready to be the asset? Are you ready to position yourself to be everything you need to be to stay top of mind in the mind of those that you're looking to go to work for. So 2020 was tough. 2020 will also pose new challenges for each of us. So how do we turn those challenges that we're faced with into opportunities for growth, opportunities for learning, and opportunities for advancement personally and professionally? Now let's cut back to the diamond for a moment. When we put this program together, Be the Diamond in the Rough, I didn't even realize that right around the corner, we have Valentine's Day. So if you think about Valentine's Day, some of us think about diamonds. Some of us think about love. Some of us think about care. So let's take a look at the diamond. Some fun facts about the diamond. Some fun facts are diamonds are very rare. As I mentioned before, they were made underneath the surface of the earth. And excuse me, I think I said 100 feet. It's 100 miles. The oldest thing you will ever touch in your life is a diamond. And it is the most rare thing you will ever find in your life. Diamonds get their value because of their uniqueness, their intrinsic value. Every natural diamond is unique like a fingerprint. So thinking about these things, think about how you can apply the metaphor of a diamond to your job search. How do you get to be rare and unique? How do you get to stand out in a crowd? And how do you use your own signature, your own thumbprint, or your rarity to express your value? Now, the 4 C's of a diamond are their cut. The cut really focuses in on how natural the diamond is and how the light is transmitted through a diamond. And think about this, how the diamond is cut is how the light and the sparkle from the diamond come through, shine through. How do you shine light and bright and sparkle? A carat is the weight. Think about your weight as your experience, your knowledge, your expertise. Think about how the cut and the carat can be a part of your search. And the clarity. One of the most important things about your job search right now is clarity. Understanding that you want to be so clear on what it is that you want. You want to be so clear on describing that to other people and what your qualifications are. And like a diamond, why you are rare and uniquely qualified to rise above. And lastly, the color. The color of a diamond, almost every diamond has some kind of a color in it. The more unique the color, the more valuable the diamond. The more unique you are in your experience, in your education, in your knowledge, the more valuable you are to a potential employer. So in addition to the color, the carat, the cut, and the clarity of a diamond, I'd like to add in 4 more C's that are imperative for you right now in where you are in your search. And one is worth repeating. So number 1 is clarity. Be crystal clear about the opportunity you want and how to articulate it to others. The second C in finding your job is the commitment. And this commitment, first and foremost, is to yourself. You are committing to yourself and you are committing to the outcomes that you want to achieve in your job search. The next piece is confidence. How do you stand out and shine bright? Your level of confidence has got to be spot on. And spot on to each one of those customers. To your neighbor, who you're sharing your outcomes, the job you'd like to land, the reason that you're qualified for that, the HR professional or the recruiter who may be doing pre-selection, and the actual interviewer that you're meeting with, or the panel, you must show confidence. And lastly, control. You and only you are in 100% control of your job search and the outcomes that you will achieve. It's not the government, it's not the potential employer, it's not your spouse, it's not your former employer. The one person that is in control of your job search is you. Now, why would I say your former employer? Because a lot of what we notice when times are tough and companies need to reorganize, people get let go. They get furloughed, they get laid off. And oftentimes, we want to blame somebody. And so oftentimes, we'll blame our employer for letting us go. And so if you think about it, if you want to come through in a confident manner and you want to be in control of your search, understanding that you ultimately are in charge and take responsibility for everything that happens in your life. And the sooner we do that, the sooner we position ourselves to empower ourselves. By knowing that we are in control, we empower ourselves. So those are the 4 C's of your job search: clarity, commitment, confidence, and control. And Jessica, not to make a pitch for breakout sessions or anything, I also have 2 bonus C's that I'll be sharing with people if they show up in the breakout session later today. So, number 1, how many of you, and if you would share down in the chat if you feel comfortable, how many of you have had some type of loss in the last year? Could be the loss of a job, could be the loss of a friend or a family member, could be the loss of an animal. If you have lost something in the last year, feel free to put it in there. Yes, I did. Feel free to go ahead and say what it was if you would like to share it. And just take a moment to take that in. Take a look at the chat. We have yes, 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 lost my job. So how do we turn loss into gain? The first thing that we do is we just want to acknowledge what's happened. There's a grieving period oftentimes that goes through it, that we go through. And some of us had multiple losses. I appreciate you sharing down in the chat. We had one of our guests today lost 3 family members. And you hear the stories of the loss and people don't even get to say goodbye. And how do we get to a place where we can understand the loss and move forward in order to make that into a gain? And the first thing is just acknowledge what's happened. Last year was the most turbulent year I can remember experiencing in my lifetime. And as Jessica mentioned to you, I've been doing this for over 25 years. I've been professionally in the workplace for 30 years. Now, I started when I was 3, so that's a whole other issue, right? How do we, though, get our mind in a place where we can take a look at the loss and understand even in the loss, there is gain. Even in the loss, there is new understanding. Even in the loss, there are key learnings. That's one of the questions that I ask my clients is, what is one of the key learnings that you've experienced over the last year? And I'd love to hear from you down in the chat. What is the key learning that you have taken away as a result of the loss? Because once we can acknowledge it, we can see the value in it. And I'm not trying to, by any sense, say that there's value in a life lost. There's value in the lessons. There's value in the experience. It shapes the person we become as a result of these things that happen to us. And in 2021, we're going to have unexpected challenges. It's being able to take a look at those challenges and find out, how do I turn those into gains? How do I turn those challenges into big wins? Someone said, time is precious, use it wisely as you would your money. So the value of time and money. Building relationships with new people is so helpful, and realizing who your current relationships are that are there for you. So in the loss, there is gain. In the loss, there are learnings. In the loss, we grow as human beings. And oftentimes in our loss, when we're able to get to the other side, those become stories of encouragement for us to share with others so that they too can move through loss as they experience it. Number 2, position yourself as a high value asset. How do you go above and beyond being a commodity? Now, do you know there are natural diamonds and there are synthetic diamonds? So how do you become that diamond in the rough, understanding there are tens of thousands of people, millions, depending on the situation, looking for jobs? How many people are going after the job that you're going after? How hard are you working to get that opportunity? How can you position or reposition yourself to stand out in a crowded field? How can you, again, use your experience, your education, your knowledge? And then that moves us right into the next piece, standing out and shining bright in a crowded and competitive field. It's important to do your homework right now. Trends are changing, needs are changing, internal focuses of organizations are changing. Understand what the most important things are for you to promote yourself, for you to put your signature on it, for you to create a memory during an interview where people want to come back to you. Understand what is important to employers. Don't listen to what your friends are saying. Stick with the specialists. Career Connectors brings in people for you to meet, for you to sit down with. When Jessica referred to the statement, hey, if you want to talk with any of these employers, join their breakout group. Join their breakout group. Today, you get to make a human connection. This afternoon, you'll be uploading your resume to technology. Ask employers, do your homework, research, and stick with trusted advisors, the professionals. I was working with a client a couple of weeks ago, and she goes, well, really my 3 coaches are my 3 best friends, and they've known me forever. And I said to myself, these people are giving you their opinions. They're looking at your life through their lens. Stick with the people who are the professionals. Stick with the people who are experts. Stick with the people who know of the hiring companies and know the trends that are happening. Do your homework And something that is so important right now to employers is for you to be able to create your near term, the hire for now, and your long-term value to an employer. Companies are starting to look inside of their organizations more than ever at their current talent, to develop their current talent, to require the managers and the leaders inside of the organization to be developing people. Now, some of you say, well, yeah, that's what we used to do at my company. Not across the board. Companies are now looking for specific capabilities. They're developing those capabilities inside of their organizations, and they are looking for people who bring long-term value. So, two of those things that employers are looking for right now. Two of those things that you want to be, that make sure that you are super poised for right now. Critical thinking and decision making. Make sure that if your capabilities in those two areas are not up to snuff, or you're saying, Chrissy, I don't even understand what you're saying. Critical thinking, what do you mean? In what manner? You have a little bit of homework this afternoon. Go to Google University and type in critical thinking capabilities for hiring organizations. Google University is open 24/7. How can you highlight your long-term value? Deliver the capabilities that people are looking for, that employers want. They're focusing in on that hiring from within. You want to be the now hire and the long-term person that they're going to develop. And employers are looking for this now. Number 5, ensure the next job you land will be a great fit for you and your employer. A great fit. It used to be years ago, we would talk about a great fit. And oftentimes we really couldn't put our finger on it. What is a great fit? And when I say we, when I was on the side of going into an organization, being interviewed by an organization, or I was on the panel interviewing people to invite into the organization. What is a great fit? A great fit can be a number of things. It can be energy. Going back to, if you're called in for an interview, on paper, you and the candidates they bring in probably meet all of the qualifications, maybe exceed some of those qualifications, and perhaps there's something on there on your resume that helps you stick out just a little bit more. Now, energy. How do you create the energy from behind a camera that you would create in an in-person interview? 14 months ago, this wasn't a question. Your energy is part of that fit. Something even more important, because this something else impacts your energy. It's taking a look at your personal values, understanding where you are right now. What are the values that are so important to you, that are most important to you, that you would identify as your top 10 personal core values? Now, let me do a quick check here. We have still 66 people on. So first and foremost, give yourselves a round of applause. You're sticking with it and making an investment in yourself. So congratulations. You showed up today. That's a step. So for showing up, you are going to get a bonus today, and we'll give you the link to the bonus at the end of the talk. However, everyone is going to get a values assessment. It's going to take a look at your personal core values, your top core values as they are right now in your life, and taking a look at those values and making sure your values are a great fit for the organization. Because I can tell you, your success inside of an organization in part will come down to your values. If you are a good fit, if your values are in alignment with your employer's values, you are going to be more successful. And I'm not making this up. It's scientifically proven. If you can live 5 or more of your values inside of an organization, you will fall among the 33% of Americans in the workforce who are actively engaged in what they do inside the office. If you have 0 to 2 values, you might fall in the category of disactively engaged. And if you don't live any of your own personal values inside of an organization, you literally check yourself at the door before you enter. You become a skeleton. You go in, you might do what is required of you, you might not. You don't feel the buy-in, you don't feel a part of the organization. So each and every one of you will get a free personal values assessment. There's some exercises in there that you can do. The most important page will be page 4. And on page 4, that's where you're going to find your personal values and a description of why this information is important to you in your search. Ensuring that you have a great fit with the values of an organization ensures that you will have more success in that organization. All right. So everybody grab a pen and a piece of paper. And I'm going to ask you 5 key questions. Because I'm going to tell you, it's in the numbers. Number 1, how many meetings or encounters have you had per day for your job search? Let's say the last 3 weeks, okay? How many meetings or encounters? A meeting is some type of contact. Some type of contact. Now, it could be a contact with your neighbor. You're standing out in your driveway. Hey, Jimmy, I just want to let you know, I noticed your company had an open position. I've applied for the position. You've had a meeting with Jimmy. An encounter is even a level up from there. It's going to be talking about who you are and what you do. Who you are and what you do. Now think about this. A meeting we might think to be super formal. Not really. An encounter can be standing, socially distanced, of course, in front of someone at Starbucks who has the logo on of a company you're interested in, and you introduce yourself. How many meetings or encounters are you having per day? How many letters or personalized communication pieces, not email blasts, and I'm not even going to let you count a personal email, because personal emails, they just don't set us apart anymore, right? We're talking about standing up and shining bright, being the diamond in the rough. How many letters or personalized communication pieces do you send out a day? And remember, Johnny was looking to make a difference, make a memory with each of his clients. Anyone that can help you get your next job, land your next job, that is a customer or a client of yours. It could even be your mother-in-law that gives you angst at the Thanksgiving table. Think of her as a customer if she can help you land your next job. So also letters, thank you cards, also personalized communication. Are you getting a copy of the Phoenix Business Journal? You can go to the library and get a copy of the Phoenix Business Journal. You can take a look through And if someone just got promoted inside of a company you're interested in, if some company just did something really fabulous, make a copy of that. And on that piece of paper, write congratulations. That separates you from the crowd. It helps you stand out and shine bright. You don't even have to know them. And by the way, in terms of stepping out and shining bright, 3 times in my life, 2 early in my career, 1 in the last 6 years, I interviewed for opportunities, whether a consulting gig or a corporate position. And 3 times they told me I came in number 2. I didn't walk away. If I was number 2, I was pretty darn close. So on the first 2, I sent them a Converse tennis shoe with a plant inside and my phone number on the toe of the tennis shoe, with a little message tied around the shoelace that said, just trying to get my foot in the door. Both of those jobs became mine within 9 months later. So just because you get the no today doesn't mean it's a no forever. How do you stand out, shine bright, and be the diamond in the rough? The last one, I kept giving, kept giving, kept giving. The person they hired above me wasn't everything they thought she would be. I have the consulting gig, it's going into my 4th year. Okay, don't give up. How many phone calls are you making a day? How many people are you reaching out to? Again, think about your customers and your clients in the job search. Friends, family, people that you know, networking events. How many people are you reaching out to? How many calls are you making? How many applications are you completing a day? How many applications are you completing every day? And lastly, how many hours a day are you investing in your job search? How many hours a day? One of the things I used to talk about during the Great Recession was, this is your job. Finding your next job is your job. It's not, oh, I'm going to apply for this position after I change the laundry over into the dryer, right? Now, I know you also might have children that you're working with at home. So how do you make your schedule in order to be the mom teacher, dad teacher, and job applicant? But just take a moment and take a look at your numbers. How many meetings or encounters? How many letters or personalized communication? How many phone calls? How many applications are you completing? And lastly, how many hours a day? It's in the numbers. So let me tell you this. Depending on where you are, something to strive for is a minimum right now, if you're not here, 5 meetings or encounters, 10 personalized pieces of communication, 15 phone calls to get 5 prospective opportunities. 5, 10, 15 to give you 5 prospective opportunities. So that's what you should be shooting for at the very minimum. If you're already doing this in a week, see if you can do it 2 days a week, 5, 10, 15. Does anybody have any questions with regard to activity? Any questions with regard to activity? If you do, go ahead and pop it down into the chat. How are we calling people? No phone numbers. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to, when we hang up today, after the whole event is over at noon, I want you to take a look at the opportunities that you're considering. I want you to take a look at the opportunities that you perhaps have already applied for. And I want you to list anyone and everyone you know for each of those opportunities. And I want you to do some research on these people. So you said, how are we calling people? Who are the people, excuse me, who are the people you can get in contact with that could get you a step closer? A step closer. Jessica said, everybody, put your link in for LinkedIn. Are you utilizing LinkedIn? There's a team of people that show up at Career Connectors every time I've ever been on to show you how to utilize LinkedIn. Who are the people that you know? You will be surprised. It used to be, we called it the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, that no matter what, each of us is 7 steps from Kevin Bacon. In the world that we live in right now, we are closer than ever. And I will tell you, for a lot of the consulting gigs that I do, I reach out to the people directly. I have only had one instance in all of the people I've reached out to in the last 11 years where I got a generic response from someone who is answering the responses for the individual that I had actually reached out to. So if you can't get them by phone, then what I'd like you to do, if you don't know anybody by phone, take a look at those other numbers and send them a personal card. And on the address of the card, write confidential. I will tell you, there have been times I've sent, my hiring companies are probably fretting me right now. There have been times when I have looked up the entire executive team inside of an organization and sent each of them a FedEx envelope with a letter enclosed identifying that each of them have been copied. You know what? I got to call back. I'm telling you right now, be the diamond in the rough. Maybe one of you would do that last suggestion that I made. Maybe one of you would send a Converse tennis shoe to someone. Be the person that creates the memory. Be the person that gives people a reason to remember who you are. And here's the good thing, everybody. Most people are going to go, I'm not going to do that. The words I don't like in life, that's stupid. That's dumb. And so you're not going to do it. Do something that gives people a reason to remember you. Do something that creates a memory. When you do have the opportunity to get on the phone with someone, if they're calling you to set up an interview, give them a reason to remember you. A positive, enlightening, give them a piece of you. Your fingerprint, your signature, your uniqueness that can be found in the diamond. Okay. Every one of you can make a different memory for your customers. And your customer, again, could be anywhere from your neighbor to your mother-in-law, to your friend, to the lady that you met in Starbucks, to the mom in the carpool line at daycare, to the person calling for your first phone interview. Make a difference in their day. Make a difference in someone else's life, and they will remember you. Johnny, a 19-year-old bagger who proudly shared with Barbara he had Down syndrome. And he didn't think he could make a difference. He was the bagger. And because Johnny cared enough to make a different memory with his customers, he found a way to share his signature, to share his rare and unique personality from the heart that shifted an entire culture inside of an organization. Johnny the Bagger is a true story. And if Johnny can do it, you can do it. So Sheila, if you would go ahead and put in the link for the personal values assessment. Again, I like to reward people who invest in themselves, who show up. And that's what you all did today. You showed up, and you're going to, if you click on this link, get what I call the Get More of What You Want assessment. Your values are your drivers. Your values are your motivators. The values are the thing that when you live in alignment with them, your life will be in ease and flow rather than resistance and procrastination. Everybody gets one for free. Enjoy it. Lindsay, you are most welcome. Now I have about 20 seconds left. And so I want you all to lean in with me here. A few of you, maybe 10% of the 55 on the call today, will take action. We'll take anything, whether it's something that you picked up from our time together or any of the people on the call that you might join in a breakout session. Some of you will actually put something into action in the next 24 hours. If you are serious, and I mean super, super serious about landing your next job, if you are investing the time and energy in landing your job, and you know, because you just did the numbers, right? If you know you want to be one of the top 2% of people in the United States, or even in your home market of Arizona, to land a job, and you have never had a call or a coaching session with me before, because I've worked with Jessica for 11 years, and sometimes the same people register and it keeps other people out. If you are serious about your job search and you feel like you're doing all of the right things, you've looked at the formula, you're calling people, you're applying, this is your full-time job, you're sending personal thank you notes. If this is you and you still feel stuck, 7 people, the first seven people who register, Sheila, go ahead and put that link in there for me. The first 7 people who register will get a 30-minute one-on-one phone call with me, and we will break through something that is holding you back from landing your next job. The link is in there. I want you to be serious. I want you to consider yourself the top 2% of people out there doing what it takes to land the job, and you're still feeling stuck. We're going to break through something that is holding you back. And one more commercial. Join me in the breakout room. I'll be breaking through with people in there too. So if you're stuck, join me in the breakout room and we'll break through it. Everybody have a great day. Good luck. And I hope to see you soon. And when you do land your job, send me an email, Christy@ChristyStaub.com. Good luck. Thanks for being here today.
Wow, Christy, can we give a virtual round of applause? Thank you so much. Jessica's going to be so sad. She got kicked off, love technology. So she'll be back with us as soon as she can. But Christy, oh my goodness, I don't care how many times I hear you. You light a fire. Thank you. Okay, emotional. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again so we can move on with our presentations. Here we go. Yes. Okay. So next up, we have Vanessa Paver. She is with Arizona Department of Transportation. Vanessa works in the HR resources department at ADOT in recruitment and operations. She started with the agency back in September. So working with public sector is still new to her. However, she has a lot of recruitment and operations experience from previous employer. She focuses on finding candidates for hard to fill positions, outside sourcing, and working with customers in the community to get ADOT jobs out there. And Vanessa, I'm going to right now give the mouse to you.
Perfect. Thank you.
You should have it now.
Yep. I think we are good. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Vanessa. I am with Arizona Department of Transportation, or ADOT. Like Sheila mentioned, I've been here for roughly about 6 months, but I'm excited to be here today. This is my first Career Connectors. So I am looking forward to kind of giving you some insight into ADOT, some of our openings, and then hopefully connect with several of you afterwards in the breakout rooms. I will be around for those, so please feel free to come on in. And just kind of to start off, so I just want to give you a little bit insight about ADOT. So as most people know, people think ADOT, they think transportation, construction, all those freeways, like we mentioned earlier, the signs on the street, that is obviously us. So we're obviously one of the fastest growing areas of the country here in Arizona, and we are responsible for planning, building, and operating all of the complex highway systems. In addition to building, maintaining bridges, we are also over at the Grand Canyon Airport. And I think a lot of people know ADOT through a huge component of our organization, which is obviously the MVD. I think we've all been there. When you register, get your driver's license, all of that stuff. So that is a huge component. We are always hiring for the MVD spots for those customer service representatives, which you'll see later on. So that's a big one. And we currently employ about 3,800 employees in various departments, divisions throughout ADOT. So we are always hiring. We are always looking for new team members to join. And then just a little insight into our vision, mission, and values. So our vision is obviously moving Arizona to become the most reliable transportation system in the nation. Our true north, which is kind of our slogan, is safely home. So the biggest thing, and our director always says it during his presentations and conferences, our main thing is we always want to get safely home. We want to make sure everybody gets safely home. Our mission is connecting Arizona, everyone, everywhere, and every day. And then we have our three main values. Accountability, we want to always take responsibility for our actions. Integrity, we hold ourselves to the highest ethical and professional standards. And then respect, we always want to treat everyone with respect and dignity. And then I always like to show this because, as I mentioned earlier, I think when people think ADOT, they assume transportation. And I like to show this because there is so much more that goes into ADOT. And even I learned that when I joined the agency last year. It's more than just, construction and highways and stuff. First and foremost can tell you, I obviously work in HR, so I'm not even out there dealing with that. I'm doing all of the behind the scenes work. So as you can kind of see with this diagram, you can see there's so many other opportunities and divisions. We hire budget, research, we hire financial positions. We actually, which I thought was really cool, we work with the Arizona Highways magazine, as I'm sure a lot of you have seen, especially being a native of Arizona. So that's something that actually comes from ADOT. We hire executive for the executive hearing office. We have a civil rights office. We actually just hired a new manager yesterday for our civil rights office. We actually do compliance, our enforcement compliance division. And what I thought was really cool too is we actually have our own kind of like police dogs that work for ADOT. That's a newer program. So there really is so much more that goes into ADOT. Some of our positions right now, we're looking for accounting position, program managers. We hire engineers, we hire human resources, customer service. So there's so much really that goes into ADOT. And then as you'll see on this slide, since I actually submitted this, we even have more openings. So I just logged on to our website today, and right now we're currently at 42 openings. So we really do update our jobs every single day. So I always encourage everyone, please always look back on our website, which I'll show you later in the slides. Please refresh. If you don't see a job opening that fits what you're looking for right now, it doesn't mean that opportunity won't become available, a day from now, a couple of weeks, a month. So always check back. And the great thing is, once you've registered and you created a profile in our website, you're always going to be in there. So you won't have to update it every single time. You can just apply to those jobs that you see that you like. So these are just a couple that we were hiring for. So customer service representative, as I mentioned, that's going to be at the MVD. So you're going to have that face-to-face interaction with the customers. We get these openings all the time, valley-wide. So, you know, as you can see right here, Chandler, Mesa, Scottsdale, Tempe. We also get them on the west side, Avondale, Surprise, all those areas, Central Phoenix. We have a procurement specialist, financial planning, administrative assistant, highway and construction. So as you see, you know, we're very, very broad here with all of the different openings. We have auditor 3. The one thing I always tell everyone to please pay attention to is those requisition numbers. That is how you locate the job on our website. So if you see some of these jobs, you know, on our LinkedIn or Indeed or just any outside job postings, I actually am the one that does all those postings. So I always make sure to include that requisition number. So if you see a job that you're looking for, write down that requisition number. And then when you head back to our website, it's super easy. You can plug it in and it will pull it up right there. And then that way you can apply directly instead of having to, you know, do all the searching and stuff. You can obviously apply through LinkedIn and Indeed if you see an opening that you like, but really you want to apply directly on that website. And I will go through those accounts and I will encourage everybody that meets those basic qualifications to please apply directly on the website. So just remember that. That's the way that we really track our jobs, and that gets you in front of our hiring manager and the hiring team. This is our website. So if you see azstatejobs.gov/home, we actually just redid the whole thing back in November. So it is relatively new. I think it's a lot more user-friendly. It's just easier to use. So if you go to this website, what you're going to do, you can see a little snapshot below. You'll click on current opportunities at the top of the menu. And then once you scroll down under the agency drop-down menu, you'll select Department of Transportation. That's where you're going to see all of our openings. And like I said, they change every single day. So like I said earlier, there were 42. When we get off of this call, there may even be 50. It changes, they open and close. Once you apply, your application does get submitted. This system will keep you updated along the way. So that's a great thing about this new system. So you should get updated each step of the way, whether you've been chosen to move on to the next step, or, you know, maybe there are better suited candidates at this time. I always tell everyone, do not get discouraged. Our jobs open and close. We do obviously get a lot of resumes for some of those more general, like the customer service, but they open so often. So please don't get discouraged. Keep applying. You know, at some point, you'll find something that's going to work for you. I would like to note that most of our jobs, I know a lot of questions that people have right now, especially with just everything going on with COVID. Most of our jobs are going to be on site. There will be a few where there's going to be certain days that you can work from home. But one thing I do want to know is the state, I always like to highlight this, we offer great benefits. The benefits are offered from day one. So you don't have that waiting period of the 30 or 60 days like some other companies or agencies may. And then one great thing about our benefits right now is we actually offer free COVID testing to every state employee, as long as you're on our benefits, and it's super easy. It's a drive up. I've utilized it before, and I know one thing I like to know is we actually do it through the spit test, so you don't have to get that cotton swab up your nose. You can go twice a week, every week, so that's a great thing I like to know, because people are a little hesitant with COVID still going on, but you know, we take precautions. We're really safe in our work, social distance and all that stuff. Our director is really big on making sure everybody's super comfortable and feels safe. And then, you know, the website, azdot.gov, that's going to be our main website. So if you log on there, you can check out more information about our benefits. We offer PTO, a great pension plan, disability, everything. So we have all that listed up there. And then you can just learn a little bit more about ADOT. Gives a little bit more about the background, our director and stuff too. And then there's my contact information. The phone number is my direct office line. I am working from home right now, but that does get rolled to my cell phone. So I will get those calls. And I always recommend, because I also handle the main lines, if you get my voicemail, just please leave a detailed voicemail and I will make sure to get back to you with your phone number. And then there's my email as well. So I'm new to ADOT, but since I've been here, I absolutely love it. It's a great place to work. We offer a lot of great opportunities and there's really a lot of room for growth too. And like I said, so many different components. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And I look forward to speaking with you guys in the breakout rooms.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. We appreciate you being here today. Well done.
Thank you.
I just want to say, Christy, I didn't get to say thank you to you because my internet decided it's at capacity for our neighborhood. So I just want to let you all know and remind you, we've kind of said this a couple times, when Christy and I met 11 years ago, it was in the Great Recession, and we were really figuring this out together, how to help people, how to get them moving through career transition. And she is just phenomenal. I have seen her heart of service over and over and over again. She comes here, she does this out of her heart of service. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for giving encouragement every time you are in front of anybody that is looking for a next step. You provide so many great resources and so much great encouragement. So thank you. Love you, friends, so much.
Love you. Appreciate you.
All right, we're going to move over to James. James is a senior recruiter with 10 years of experience working in healthcare, social media, life sciences, and technology recruiting. He's currently a senior recruiter with Upgrade. He specializes in recruiting, program development, and referral generation. He has a bachelor's degree in business administration and continues as a scholar practitioner to be well-versed in the field. In his free time, James enjoys time with his family, weight training, and the outdoors. Welcome, James, to our stage. Let's see, James, we cannot hear you. Doesn't look like you're on mute. Hang on one sec while we're having some of these technical issues. He is trying to unmute right now. Now we tested it earlier and it was a go. So I know he has the capability. He just some of these tech issues, as you all know, are quite crazy right now. So Patrice, can you get ready so that in case James can't connect, but it does say you're connecting to audio, James. All right, let's go ahead and flip to Patrice so we can keep things going. Oh, we got you. Yes. Yay.
I hope there's not echo. I feel like I ruined the intro that you gave me. It was so nice. Let's see. Now, Jessica, is my presentation going?
Yep, it's loaded and we can move you forward. There you go.
One second. I do apologize. I'm not able to see the presentation.
If you can't see it, James, we can flip through it. Okay.
Thank you guys for bearing with me during that. So again, my name is James Guzzard and I'm with Upgrade. Upgrade, we are a financial technology company. We've been in business 4 years, $4 billion in affordable, responsible credit limit extended to our customers. We offer personal loans, lines of credit, and checking accounts. We have 4 locations. San Francisco, where we're headquartered. Phoenix is where our operations center is. And Montreal and Chicago for our engineering centers. Upgrade believes in the potential of our greatest asset is our team members. We invest in our team members when it comes to potential growth and growth and opportunities. A lot of companies say that they have opportunities to grow, but at Upgrade, that's something that we do demonstrate. Some of the positions that we have available are not listed in this presentation. However, I will link a a link of all the available positions that we have. I see that someone had interest in our human resource position. That is a position that we have available. So I'll let you see all the positions at face value if these positions are not something that you're interested in. The first position I want to present is our account advisor. Pay, as you can see, is $17.30 an hour, and it's with a 20% monthly bonus opportunity. Bonusing is not based on sales or anything along those lines. It's just performance. We look for a year's call center experience and a year's customer service experience that is required. Prior experience in the financial industry, working with collections is a plus. Second position is our entry-level underwriter position. The starting pay is $18 an hour with a 20% monthly bonus. Again, not based on sales, primarily focused on production. 1 year's call center experience, 1 year's experience in banking, financial services, or related industry. At this point in time, with the way our economy is, we are definitely considering transferable skills. So if underwriting and financial services is something that you're interested in, this is definitely an opportunity I would look into. Some of the benefits that we offer: medical, dental, vision, 401k. Medical, dental, and vision are free to our employees. We're located in downtown Phoenix. And one of the beauties of our location is we're in the Renaissance building downtown, one of the largest buildings in downtown Phoenix. If you look from our offices, you have a panoramic view of the entire city. Our offices are not set up like a call center environment. So when you walk in, you walk into an environment that's vibrant green. One thing that we want to do is set the stage that our environment is conducive for success. So we want to make our employees as comfortable as possible. Going to the break room, we have nitro brewed coffee, regular coffee, tea, any snack you can think of, it's available. Red Bull, jerky, even full meals, it's free to our employees. Our desks are extremely large. And working in this program, you'll have adjustable desks. So at the push of a button, you can have your desk rise or lower to make you comfortable in your work environment. COVID-19, protecting our assets, which is our employees, is extremely important. So we have a COVID-19 attestation. Each day you walk in, your temperature is checked. In addition to that, you're asked several questions. Of course, you have to ask those questions and temperature check in order to move forward and start work that day. If we hear that anyone has been in contact with COVID, has COVID, we shut the entire floor down and everyone works remote. We now have a hybrid schedule. So 3 days in office, 2 days remote. And everyone's sent home with a remote works kit. So dual monitors, all the cords, wires, your phone, everything that you need to work successfully. In this, with our company, I cannot speak enough to how important it is that people evolve and grow. And these are the kind of people we're looking for. We want those diamonds, as we saw talking earlier. So the opportunity to grow within our company can come within 4 to 6 months. And we see it all the time. We've had one person move 3 positions in 1 year. He's now developing his own team at this point in time. And who knows, in a few months, he could be in a managerial position. We are not hiring right now because of loss of employees. We're hiring because of exponential growth. We're looking for individuals that are coming in, willing to hit the ground running. And if you don't know the skills, you're willing to take the time in order to learn the information we're providing to be successful in our environment. As you can see, I have my contact information here. If you are interested, I would definitely love to contact you on a one-on-one basis or in the breakout rooms. And we can go from there.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I love, so 2017, you guys launched and you're just growing like crazy. So I love these kind of opportunities because you get in and start with the company and you just grow with them. So that's awesome. Congratulations on the new position and thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
All right, Patrice, thank you for jumping on and thank you for being ready to go when we needed you.
Yes.
Patrice is a talent acquisition recruiter at Dexcom. She started with the organization in November of 2019, so just a little over a year ago. She takes pride in recruiting and matching the right talent for the organization and doing so in a timely and efficient manner. So please help me welcome Patrice Baptist.
Hi, everybody. So not sure if anyone's heard about Dexcom, but we are a medical device manufacturing company. We manufacture the glucose monitoring devices for patients with type 1 diabetes. So our parent company is located out of San Diego. We have our location in Mesa, and we just opened a new distribution center close to the Mesa airport as well. So a lot of growth happening within the company, even through COVID. Company was founded in 1999, and like I said, we manufacture the glucose monitoring devices. Let's see. As far, and like I said, we have a lot of positions that are open right now. We just opened the new distribution center, so a lot of growth happening within the organization. We are a diverse company. Patients come first. We take pride in what we manufacture. A lot of work-life balance, even though we're working hard to get everything out for patients. These are the benefits that we offer for our employees. So we have the medical, dental, vision, 401k. You get 5 days of sick pay, 3 weeks of vacation, 2 floating holidays. And like I said, that work-life balance is really important. As far as the positions that we have now, so this isn't everything. This is what I just wanted to highlight today. So you want to check out our careers page for a full list of all of our other roles, because we are hiring engineers as well, and our manufacturing associates is what we always pretty consistently hire for. For the new warehouse, we do need material handlers. So this new warehouse is over 200,000 square feet. So a large facility that we just opened at the beginning of the year. So we're just barely getting to staff this warehouse. So a lot of opportunity. We're hiring for supervisors, managers. We have the EHS specialist role that we are targeting as well. For our manufacturing at our existing location off of Dobson and Broadway, we have the manufacturing supervisor roles, and of course the manufacturing associates and the engineers that we're hiring as well. So feel free to check out our website, because we have, I believe, over 50 positions that are open currently. A lot of growth opportunity within the organization, and an excellent time to get your foot in the door and grow within the organization. So if you or anyone you know is interested, yeah, feel free to check out our website and apply immediately. And there's our link for the careers page.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Patrice. I have seen these Dexcom units in production with various different people that I know, and they are truly life-saving. What you guys are doing is life-saving work. So thank you for featuring Dexcom and being here with us today.
Yes, no problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, so we are going to move on to our last speaker today, Jason. He has spent 2 decades in the corporate world in the semiconductor industry, and his business has ranged from owning his own consulting firm to purchasing a franchise that he and his wife ran. In the past 12 years, has been spent managing his own agency. He's been recognized for his performance in the top 500, been featured on the cover of Business and Finance magazine, and is a multiple 6-figure earner. He co-authored a best-selling book called Winning Ways, and he has been married for 26 years, has 2 children, and is a senior marketing director with WealthWave. Jason is one of our partners, and we invite him to come out and speak because when the pandemic hit last year, people kept asking us about unique and different ways on running business or doing different kinds of work. And so we found out some of the stuff Jason was doing and got really excited about it. And he's been able to help so many of our people. So Jason Wiseman, welcome to the call today.
Thank you, Jessica. And I have to give you a little bit of an update on that bio I sent you guys. I didn't edit it, and it'll be 29 years in April. Marriage, most important thing.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I always enjoy spending time with you guys, and appreciate you letting me share our opportunity with folks. As Jessica said, I spent 20 years in the corporate world, and through that time, did some saving and investing and so on and so forth. And along about 2007, I was looking to make a change, but stay in that same environment. And I said to my wife, I said, we've got to get our money right. Like all these years of working, and it just seemed like we fell into a trap pretty consistently a couple of times a year where we were running out of money before we ran out of month. And it wasn't for a lack of income, because we were doing pretty well income wise, and just some unconscious incompetence in our money life. And so we sought some help out. And in doing so, I met a gentleman that was with our firm, the firm that I'm with today, and he educated us, and that's where it all began, was with the education. And through that education, we got our money right. And then when we were done doing our plan, I looked at him and said, "What does it take to do what you do?" And fortunately, our firm is pretty progressive. It wasn't a function of necessarily my education background or my work experience. It was just, if you can learn some things and be coachable, then we will let you start part-time. So I didn't have to give up my full-time job at that time. And you can learn, and we'll be right there with you and help you start to grow a business in the financial services industry. And so that's what I did. So our vision is, we want to educate people about money. Here we were, my wife and I are both educated, and we did not understand the financial world at all when it came to saving and retirement and the right type of insurance and so on and so forth. So we want to do that. And of course, there's some challenges that we face. Number one, we don't learn these things in school. Number two, because of an uneducated society, it's pretty easy for an industry to, even though it's legal, a lot of things that happen, take advantage of people's lack of knowledge. And so we fight the lack of knowledge and education in the industry. We fight the lack of education in the school system. And the way we do that is we just created our own platform to teach people how money works. And of course, right here, obviously I'm located in Arizona. When you look at the population of Arizona, there's about 7.2 million people, and 6.9 million fit in the box, so to speak, of who our right type of client is. And it's the number one economic crisis in the world is the lack of money education. So again, our mission is just to empower people, as it says here, to live their terms by helping them get freedom and time over their money. And one of my great mentor friends up in Denver had a life coach, and he was struggling at the time, not the life coach, my friend. And the life coach said to him, you'll never know how good you can be until you get money behind you. And if you think about what's happened over the last year, just the last year, and within 2 weeks of the pandemic hitting, there were 4 million people that didn't make their mortgage payments. And, it's a shame, because arguably we live in the land of opportunity here in the United States, but so many of us don't get the money education. And so that's where we want to make a difference. And then in order to do that, we obviously have to train people and teach them how to do that so that they can go teach others. And so we have this program that we developed called E2E. And that's how we help people transition from employee to entrepreneur. And whether they do it with us or not, we teach people some basic principles about business because of this reason. There's a book, and I'm sorry I got my background on, but it's called Evangelpreneur by Josh Tolley. And what if I told you we were all playing a game that we can't win if we just keep playing it the same way? Number one, we don't know the rules because we lack education. But number two, inflation is killing households today. Just bear with me here for a minute. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. In 1985, the average cost of an American home was $98,100. By 1989, that same house costs $148,000. And yet, when we see published inflation, it says it's 3 or 4%. Not a chance, right? And unfortunately, during that same time period, wages in 1985, average household income, $23,620. And in 1989, it was $28,906. Inflation goes up 10% a year. Our wage increases go up 3% a year. So there's this massive movement for people to be what are called employeepreneurs, where the way you overcome the inflation and the job uncertainty and everything else that comes on with it, along with it, is you have a business that supports the household regardless of what else is going on. And it all starts with education. We educated, this slide is not up to date with our latest numbers because I just got them a couple weeks ago. But we provided financial education to 350,000 US families last year, either through our How Money Works book, our How Money Works program online, or some of our virtual workshops that we do. Of course, now during pandemic, most of what we do is done like what we're doing here is virtual. So in today's world, in order to have a business that's successful, you've got to embrace technology. You've got to have a platform that's scalable. And so that's our E factor makes the difference. The remote capability checklist, we've got video, we've got the websites, we've got social media. We do a lot through Zoom this way, electronic applications. It's a turnkey solution. Our industry, financial services, I want you to know, is a licensed quality profession. It's not, there are barriers to entry on purpose for obvious reasons. And so I want you to know that, like, I personally am fully licensed. I have a life insurance license, a health license, a Series 6, 63, and 65 license. And that's all in a regulated industry. And so it's a terrific profession. We have more certified financial planners over the age of 70 than we do under the age of 30. And so we have a group that's aging out. Meanwhile, we have 3 generations in the workforce today. And one we didn't even know about, 15 years ago, which was the millennials, that are almost twice the size of the baby boomers. And they're all wondering what to do so that they don't end up at retirement in a situation where they're more afraid of outliving their money than they are of dying. So if you like the idea of a mission and a crusade and doing good things for people in an industry that frankly is highly compensated for the work that we do, as long as we're doing the right thing for people, then I invite you to get back with me. I've put a QR code up here. I'm going to do something a little bit more in detail this coming Monday at 11 a.m. on Zoom. So you can just capture that QR code, or you can send me an email, and we can discuss one-on-one. And this month, I've got the capacity to train 5 new people. So 5 people will begin to get the training and the knowledge base and everything that they need to be able to go out and serve the community. And I'm really looking for 5 part-time people. If there's an opportunity for full-time, we can have that conversation. But I understand the times that we're in, that oftentimes it's a dual income situation for somebody. And so part-time effort is a great way to start with us. So with that, Jessica, I'll turn it back over. Thank you for the time. And I thought Christy did a great job today, by the way, especially on the activity side of things. That is one massive secret to success in anything that we do in business, in life, is measuring that activity and make sure that we're doing the right things to get it happen. So I thought that was extremely valuable.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much, Jason. We really appreciate you being here and being a part of this program. And I know that book, Evangelpreneur, I've listened to it twice already through Audible. It's so good. So thanks for recommending that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are getting ready to close out. I have some resources, though, that I'd like to go through with each of you. First, what I'd invite you to do is, I think we can get the poll running today. So Sheila is going to launch the poll, and you're going to have just a question come up. There we go. The website or webinar registration was easy. If it was, click yes. If it was not, click no. And then once you answer the question, it will go away. So we'll do that 4 times, 4 questions. So as soon as you click on it, it will go away for you. All right. I want to thank our partners that make this program happen. We are so grateful to have each of you. Many of them are hiring companies. Some of them are on the line today, but they provide a lot of resources to all of us and all of you in the community. So thank you so much for your partnership. Best Companies AZ is one of those partners. And if you go to bestcompaniesaz.com/resources, you will see a list of verified hiring companies. We worked with Best Companies AZ to make this happen right when the pandemic happened. So we're going on a year ago, but isn't that crazy? A year ago, we've been working in this modified work world. But anyway, so check out those resources. There's some other stuff there for anyone going through transition as well. So Christy provided you guys the values assessment, which I encourage you all to take. We also provide a DISC assessment at no cost. This is through a partnership with Top Talent Consulting. And so we have the link right there. You can also go out to the Career Connectors page and just click on resources, and you can find all this information. We also have an event recap blog that will be live in the next couple days, as well as a replaying of the webinar from today. So if you missed some stuff, if you want to look back on any of the previous ones we've done in the last year, you can go out to our recap blog and see those. And then of course, we're available on social media as well. Now we have some great events coming up. So on a Thursday, February 25th, so 2 weeks away, Carmen Payne will be focusing on interviewing with confidence. We have some great hiring companies: Hacienda Healthcare, LGE Design Build, Cable One, and Freedom Financial Network. And then on March 4th, we're Get Ready for the Future of Work with Stephanie Claire-Jay. With ADP and USAA right now are hiring companies, so we'll have additional ones listed there. And then on Thursday, March 11th, we are doing Vet Talks. And this is an annual event we do with companies that have a specific focus on veterans and their trailing spouses. And so all veterans, or if you are a trailing spouse, you are welcome as well, a family of veterans. Militaryaz.org has all the information. We will have 5 companies speaking about their veterans programs and how to be successful, transitioning skill sets, transitioning from military into corporate America or into business. And then we will have an additional 12 companies that will speak for just a few minutes about their company and their jobs, and then additional companies on the line. So some of them we have booked right now: ADP, Axon, Deloitte, Freedom Financial Network, GoDaddy, Liberty Mutual, Ring, Sonora Quest, Spear. So a whole bunch of companies that will be there. And all of these companies have won Best Places to Work in some capacity as well. So it'll be a great day. Spread the word if you would. We'd really, really appreciate that. Now on March 16th, we have another event. And this one is with the City of Tempe. We are doing a series of events of virtual job fairs with the City of Tempe. This will be our 3rd one. And so right now we have Waste Management, Amazon, Honor Health, Tempe Centers for Rehabilitation, ZipRecruiter, Arizona Custom Blends, and CarMax as our hiring companies. We will likely have 12 or 13 booked. So those are the ones we have right now. And these are companies that are located in City of Tempe. Many of them are remote right now, remote workforce, but they are located in the City of Tempe. So we encourage you to jump on that, tempe.gov/job fairs. You can find all of these events also listed on the careerconnectors.org website. Now, something really cool, if you haven't taken advantage of this yet, I encourage you to do so. Normally at our in-person events, we have a photographer that can take your headshot, your business portrait, and many people use that for LinkedIn. But we can't do that right now. Instead, we have Gordon Murray, Flash Photo, doing a photo tour, basically. And so you can see all the photo days listed there. He goes to these different locations and he sets up for a couple hours, and you just sign up for a slot and you get your photo taken, and he will send it to you, no cost. He does offer retouching if you want some retouching work done, and he does take donations, but absolutely no cost and no pressure to do so. So if you would like to get your headshot done or your business portrait done, we hope that you will join him in being able to get it done in one of these locations. He's all around Phoenix in the next month. All right, so if you are, you should be getting our emails by now. If you are not, for some reason, go to our careerconnectors.org and sign up for our e-updates. So we send out weekly, every Monday, the events that are coming up that week. And then occasionally we send out another event update here and there, but pretty much you'll get a weekly update. We also have 3 different ways to see content that's coming through. We have a community updates. So there's a really, really good LinkedIn panel in there. There's also a really good resume writers panel. So busting the myths on the resume, on your resume. So that's in there. We have all the webinars from the last year in there as well. So feel free to jump on there and look at any of that content. If you need something specific, branding, marketing, interviewing tips, that kind of stuff, you just do a quick search when you get into the CC webinar section, and you'll be able to see all the different titles. So thank you to all of our volunteers. You guys may not know, but it takes about 125 volunteers to make these programs happen over the year. Our keynote speakers volunteer their time. All these volunteers run the technology, write the event recaps. We have professional resume writers. And something Christy said during her talk was, if you want it done right, talk to the professionals. So one of our goals at this program has always been, since I launched it 11 years ago, it has always been to bring in the experts, not people that can just give an opinion. So the Resume Writers Council of Arizona, the experts, they come, they offer their resume guidance to you during these events. And we have some that will be on the call during the breakout sessions. Go in, talk to them, ask them questions. We have a ton of coaches. As you can see, they're listed below, and I'll talk more about that in the breakouts in just a minute. But LinkedIn, career coaches, interview folks that are expert in interviews. Go talk to them. They will help you. So thank you, thank you, thank you to all of our amazing, amazing volunteers. Also, thank you to those of you that have given and continue to give to Career Connectors so we can continue this program. I mean, it is a heartfelt gratitude I give to each of you that have donated. It takes us $42 per person to make this program happen. And I don't know how we would have made it through the year without your generous donations. And so thank you. If you would like to give now, or if you'd like to give later, we are incredibly grateful for every single dollar that is given to make this program run. So thank you. And then Sheila will jump on here in just a minute to walk us through the breakout sessions and how to join those. I want to tell you that I'm grateful you all were here today. You were in the right place at the right time, and that we are praying for you that you do land into the career of your dreams. Thank you so much for being here today. Sheila, your turn.